Want another name? Devil May Cry.
Brief. They really made a big mess, didn't they?
So here's this clearly old woman. Listen to that voice acting and tell me that's not an 80-year-old woman.
Oh, you have arrived, son of Sparta.
What's happening in the sky there? We're time-lapsing.
You knew him?
Apparently fucking everyone knew Sparta. Apparently Sparta just did everything in the world.
We are the guardians of this land, Vidumali.
The guardians of this land.
Of, you know, here.
Son of Sparta.
Northeastern here.
We must ask this
In rural
favor
Europe.
of you.
It's where every Capcom game was set back then.
There's a man. who
There's a man.
transformed our land into
Go on. No, that's it.
His name is Arius. And although
Arius?
he is the president of the
The insurance plate?
That's funny.
he uses the demon power.
He uses the demon power.
Please deal with Arius and his master.
This is like something you'd say as a joke.
Here it is. Yeah, I gotta flip my coin to decide.
He is Dante.
It's a
he
heads.
uses the demon power.
It's lucky. It's your lucky day. The coin says I will help you.
Did they not think we would know that's just Harvey Dent from Batman?
No, shut up, though.
I will tell you a story about your father,
Not even...
son of Sparta.
Well, yeah. Two-Face still uses the coin, right?
Yeah. It's just it got burned or scratched on one side.
Oh, yeah, so now...
It depends on the story. In the original comic, it got burned by the acid, so it's all burned and scarred on one side. But in the movie, it just gets burned.
Yeah. Right now!
But yeah,
that took a lot out.
so this is pre-burned two-sided coin.
Yeah.
What would a one-sided coin look like?
It's not for you to know. Well, it's like
So
those...
like literally just inventing this weird quirk where he's just gonna flip a coin to decide things out of nowhere, and it will never be mentioned again. Actually, that's a lie. It does get mentioned again in SMT3.
in a jokey way.
Yeah, actually, because he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna join your party now. I'm gonna flip a coin. If you call it right, I'll join you for free. If you call it wrong, then I'm gonna take half your money. He takes half of the money that you have with you at that point in the game, unless you say it's gonna be heads, because it will always be heads because it's a one-sided coin. So that's it.
Again,
that's like
it's the Harvey Dent coin as opposed to the Two-Face coin.
it's so fucking like specifically Harvey Dent's coin.
Yeah.
Not Two-Face's coin.
Yeah.
Harvey Dent's. Fucking Two-Face is an idiot. Just keep flipping it. I think in like Batman Forever,
Just kill them.
in Batman Forever, he actually does just keep flipping it over and over until it comes up the side that he wants. It's like, looks like it's your unlucky day, and shoots
Like,
him.
I mean... I feel like you were just gonna do that regardless.
No, shut up. I need to flip the coin, though. I don't understand, though, why he suddenly has this.
It's weird.
So this game is fucking retarded also, again, at the beginning of the game. Remember...
I'm stuck in the cloth.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Again, like, the beginning of DMC 1 was Trish comes in and is like, hey, so, like, Satan's a bad guy. You wanna go kill him? He killed your mom and brother or something. Let's go kill Satan.
So lame.
And Dante's like, okay. This game just opens up with Dante crashing through the roof of a church and shooting a bunch of demons. And he's just running around. And it's like, what the fuck is even happening? We're just here?
We're just in Europe land.
Why is Dante here? Is this the mission that Dante and Trish went out on at the beginning of the first game? And they're like, this will only take 5 minutes. Like, he's just here, there's no explanation, and only then, now that he's met the old lady, is she like, hey, so I want to hire you to do a job, I'll pay you with a bedtime story. That's literally what just happened in that cutscene. It's fucking weird. This game's fucking weird. You know what this game feels like? It feels like Dante's just on a job. Like, he doesn't have any real personal investment in the narrative that this game actually has. He has nothing to do with anything that's going on in this game. He's just kind of here.
He just happens to be there.
He, like, the main character, Lucia's mom, hired him to kill a guy they don't like. That's the only reason he's here. He's literally just here on the clock. He otherwise has no personal investment in this activity. Which is kind of interesting, I guess. I do always like the idea of, like, a slice of life story, but the life that we're seeing the slice out of is an unusual one. Like, what's the average mundane day in the life story for a demon hunter?
Paperwork, mostly.
I like the idea of just seeing Dante doing his day job. They keep fucking it up, but I like that idea.
Yeah, it'd be like, again, it always comes back to Star Fox, but it'd be like a Star Fox game where it's not the Lilat system, it's just some job that they do that they don't really have an emotional investment in.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what Dinosaur Planet was at first.
Yeah.
He just kind of was there.
Yeah, it's like, go do this, okay.
The story is what's happening on Dinosaur Planet, and Fox is just, like, Crystal's the main character of that game. Crystal is the one who has the relationship with General Scales. Fox doesn't even fucking meet General Scales until, like, halfway through or the very end or whatever.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna be the final boss, but... And then he's not.
And then you pull out your weapon, and that boss fight fucking ends. And then Andros is just kind of shoved in there at the very end. This is hardcore action music. Where are they? Oh shit. Oh, it's tiny bats.
That's keys. Oh, why do they explode into orange?
They're Mundus bats? I don't know. Stupid. Like, they're keys that lit on fire. They can do that. It's really annoying. It's weird that they're called keys, also. Can I just say that it's weird that the bats in Legend of Zelda are called keys?
Snakes are called roll cars.
Yeah! Yeah, they are! That's not what they are.
That's confused Japanese people is what that is.
Snakes aren't ropes.
Not yet. Yeah, I think
So when do you think we're gonna finally get confirmation of the Switch port of Star Fox Zero? Since we were talking about Star Fox now. Which is as good a thing as any to talk about. Good a thing as any to talk about right now.
It's hard to say, especially considering in the last Direct they talked about in April Starling getting those updates that adds more Star Fox content.
Yeah.
That might be a prelude to it. Maybe next Direct, or maybe the one after that.
Well, we just had a Direct today, dating this video.
Well, I mean, that
the
was
Pokemon
really
Direct. Yeah, it wasn't. It was 7 minutes fucking long.
Yeah.
So weird. Like, an unusually short Direct, quote
Here's
unquote.
a new Pokemon.
By the way, here's
Here's
Pokemon.
a new starter.
By the way,
that everyone's gonna draw art of.
Clearly the best looking starter, by the way, is the bunny. Like,
with the band-aid.
The
Or
other
the tape or whatever.
Oh god, just her get ready for another fire fucking fighting type. Are you ready? Are you ready for another fire fighting type? Like how immediately everyone picked up on that. Like, oh, he's got a bandage on his nose. He's probably gonna evolve into a fucking fighting fire type.
He's got a Koops band-aid.
I've already seen a lot of really funny art of that, where the bunny's like, oh, here's my bandage. It's for when I get injured when I'm training for all my fighting. And then he just has like a really smug face. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna become a fire type. I'm gonna become a fucking fighting type. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
But like, far and away the best looking of the starters.
Yeah, the frog thing I didn't really like. I forget what the other one was.
There's Grass Monkey, and like a weird salamander with anxiety.
Yeah, it looked like every other Pokemon in the world.
Like, I guess I would say the water type is a good runner-up. but the bunny is just immediately
Yeah, that's the
just jumps
standout.
out as the number one, like, yeah, that's the good one.
Yeah. Why don't you just make like 10 or 15 of those instead of making like 5 good
Garbage,
ones and yes,
literal garbage.
instead of making 150 every time so that most of them are filler.
I wonder how many new Pokemon are going to be in this one.
286.
That's not a bad guess.
If I nail it, then I'm a genius.
Although, like, it's going to be the first one on console, so it's probably going to be a really small pool, actually, because they had to, like, render all the pre-existing Pokemon who are going to be coming back and, like, make brand new HD models of all of them.
Is it
there's-
gonna be on the Switch?
Yeah,
Well, it's the first real Pokemon game on the Switch.
it's the first real Pokemon game on consoles. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the day that you got your copy of Pokemon Let's Go was when we got in a car accident, right? That's what
I
you
think
did
so.
when we got home, I think.
I had some type of game.
We got sorry, something in my throat. We got
It's
into an
my
accident.
dick. Anyway,
We got into a car accident, and then the rest of the day, because you couldn't get into work, so the rest
just
of the
played
day you just
Pokemon.
played. I think so.
it could have been.
It was either that or the day after.
People they keep trying to be like, no, it's a real Pokemon Let's Go's a real Pokemon game.
No,
It's
it's
like,
not.
no, it's fucking not.
Definitely not.
It's a spin-off. You're a fucking asshole. Shut the fuck up.
Definitely not.
You think fucking Pokemon... It's called fucking Pokemon Sword and Shield, by the way.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I thought that was a joke.
Isn't that such a good name?
Yes, I thought that was a
It's so
joke.
good that it sounds like Nintendo would
Yeah.
never actually call a game that.
That is not the Nintendo I know.
What's the third version gonna be called? Pokemon Gun?
Pokemon Pillars of Salt and Pillars of Sand.
Pokemon Sword Shield, and then the third game, the yellow, is gonna be Pokemon Spear. Although I've seen Gun floating around, that's also very strong. Pokemon Flail.
Pokemon Sword and Shield. is an
Pokemon
amazing
Mace.
name.
It's so good, especially since it's just England.
Yeah,
What a appropriate thing.
yeah. I genuinely, when I saw that, I thought, haha, that's funny. They would never name it that.
Yeah, isn't that like it's when it came up on the screen? I was like, "Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
That's actually what they're gonna call
That
it?
is badass.
That's a really cool fucking name."
Me, my mirror, my sword and shield. Missionaries in a foreign field.
And it's set in England, so that's a really appropriate
Yeah,
name for that region.
we're looking at, this is a new Nintendo here.
Yeah, we're in a whole new world. Capcom's not fucking it up.
Sony torpedoed itself, and all of their games are deciding we're gonna go with Nintendo
Sony
instead.
is just no Japanese developers are gonna make games for Sony anymore.
No.
Like as soon as their contracts are up, they're all gonna jump ship and go over to Nintendo.
Yeah. So every new generation, Sony completely torpedoes itself.
So here's, like, I do like Dante's Devil Trigger. I always have very mixed feelings about Dante's Devil Trigger, but this one actually is a decent, like, evolution of the one he had in DMC 1. Because remember, in DMC 1, Dante only goes into his Devil Trigger form during an attack animation. So, like, you hit Devil Trigger and he just kind of glows blue, and then when you actually swing the sword, that's when he becomes the Devil Trigger.
The Devil Trigger.
Until the end of the game when he's fighting Mundus, then he's like the Sparta Devil Trigger. So this takes place after DMC 1, so that actually, like, the Devil Trigger that Dante has in this is number 1, a pretty good evolution of the Devil Trigger from DMC 1, where you hit Devil Trigger button and he immediately becomes the devil and looks that way and has all these different moves, and it actually looks like, yeah, so he became the visage of Sparta, his father, at the end of DMC 1. Now it looks like it's a more Dante-looking Devil Trigger.
We must maintain constant nudity.
And the other thing is we've got Rebellion, because he can't be using Alistair anymore, because Alistair was a boss in Beautiful Joe. I wish I was making that up. That's actually the reason.
You're coming off like Alistair Cook, for fuck's sake.
But he can't just have Force Edge again, because Force Edge is Sparta now. The sword that looks like Soul Calibur. So they had to invent a new sword for Dante to use, so they just came up with Rebellion. Which will have heightened importance later in the series.
Oh, you'll see.
But for now, it is just the replacement for Force Edge and Alistair. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the Nintendo, is they only really talk about a game when it's ready to be announced, to, like, exist.
Especially lately, where they only announce games that are coming out this year.
Yeah, like...
It developed in...
like the only mention of Bayonetta 3 they even gave was like, we're still making it.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Coming soon.
I swear that Purple 3 will come. Eventually.
Just like the Red 4.
The Blue 4. The Purple 3 is coming, we swear. In the meantime, here's what Platinum's been doing. It's coming out in August. Get ready for that shit, assholes. Here's a brand new intellectual property made by fucking Platinum Games.
Yeah, every single Direct is like, coming today. You can download it.
You can download it after this Direct.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a brand new Nintendo, it seems. Like my voice just cracked there, but it's a brand new Nintendo. And like we said, I mean, Sony just completely shot itself in the head. Again.
Again, for the second time.
Yeah, we wouldn't fuck you again.
Surely not for the third time in a row.
But it's so weird that now Sony needs to censor tits because even though babies suck on them, adults can't handle them. And then Nintendo's like, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want, we don't care.
Yeah, the Switch is gonna have another new Senran Kagura game on it. It's they're gonna have that pinball game. I think it's out in Japan, but I think it's gonna get localized. It's just gonna take a while, because it's bizarrely story heavy. It's like weirdly has a lot of dialogue, and all of it's very sexual.
Obviously.
It's just a pinball game, but the pinball, like, set top is just booby. It's literally, it's really fucking obscene, actually.
It's hentai pinball.
It's actually like, wow, I cannot believe they're doing that.
Yeah. I mean,
that was so fucking annoying that, like, the Senran Kagura, like, developers did an interview where they were like, yeah, we're probably gonna have to rethink the stuff we had planned for Senran 7. Because with Sony, we can't do all of the stuff we wanted to do now.
I mean...
I'm just like, wait for the contract to end and fucking make Senran 7 with fucking Nintendo or on the PC or something.
It's a crazy turn of events.
Why are you
Nintendo
doing this?
Fired all the upper middle class, wealthy, liberal SJW California people, and they all just went to Sony. Immediately torpedoed any hope of Sony having any business, and now Nintendo's like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, we'll do that.
Yeah, like
what a turn of events.
Once Reggie is finally left, so now the age of
Bowser.
the age of good Nintendo. This boss's name is Orangura.
Gigarilla.
Orangura. He's an orangutan gorilla. But they translated it wrong.
I literally did not notice that until you said it, which feels weird because you'd think that'd be the first thing you'd notice.
No. But yeah, like, the age of Reggie was the age of fucking Treehouse.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Treehouse exists anymore.
I don't know.
I think they shit-canned it. I haven't heard mention of Treehouse in a long time.
Sure as fuck hope.
Like, they still do, like, you know, American Nintendo employees talking about the new game.
Yeah.
On a live stream or whatever.
It might exist in name only.
But, like, the entity that was Treehouse, I don't think they're around. I think they totally just shit-canned that entire thing. Yeah, the entire localization studio of Treehouse.
What a perfect turn of events.
And yeah, I feel like they did totally all go to Sony, although the reason Sony's shooting itself in the foot is because that one bitch at Sony who, like, does all the movies and shit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like, she's that one lady, and the only reason I know her like, I know that she exists as an entity was because at the fucking, like, people are aware of her, I just wasn't, is because at the, airport, when I was coming over here...
Oh, yeah.
I was, like, sitting next to someone who, like, sold a script in Hollywood, and he was talking to someone about it, and he was, like, being a little bitch, and he was being like, you know, they're gonna change the script, so I'm just gonna get a credit for story concept by. The kind of fucking jackass who would be happy to be paid in exposure.
Yeah.
We'd be like, yeah, I'll take $500 if you give me exposure.
Yeah.
Put my name in the credits, that's what's important. Like, he was a shithead. But he did, like, his complaint was they were gonna change the story because the script he stole got noticed by that Sony producer lady who, like, who was, like, responsible for Ghostbusters.
Yeah. You know, that wonderful career decision.
And all that shit. And, like, she's done a bunch of other shitty movies, too, that are all garbage. Like, I think she also was responsible for, like, Amazing Spider-Man or something like that.
Something shitty.
And
like
he-
that BoJack joke of lesbians who like to recycle.
And he was, like, bitching because she, like, was like, oh yeah, it's a good script, let's change it to be all progressive.
Yeah.
So that I will approve of it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh yeah, it's probably her.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know what happened is everything she did turned to shit. And all of the movies she produced bombed, like, insanely badly. So I think she got... So they were like, okay, Sony movies aren't making money anymore.
When you include the overseas, they made half of their budget back, so it wasn't a flop. Joke's on you.
I don't know if people realize that they spend at least as much of the budget of the movie or more in marketing. So... So, like, I think they went, okay, what do we own that is making money?
Yeah.
And it was the video games. Sony video games are, like, the only thing Sony's doing right now that's actually profitable.
And not on purpose.
No.
It's like Nintendo's success. It certainly wasn't because of anything they did.
No. So they were like, okay, let's actually pay attention to this then. And, like, focus our, you know, our producerial efforts on this avenue that's actually making money.
Good word.
Thank you.
I like that word.
And then thereupon, what have they wrought?
Mm-hmm.
This Japanese fucking company, by the way,
Yeah.
is letting just like Bay Area fucking hipster assholes.
And let's not forget the wonderful detail of, you know, these progressive, fucking international whatever the fuck. Bay Area hipsters will only do meetings in English and on Pacific time.
God, that was like the worst part to me, where it was like,
Yeah, remember that?
the fucking Japanese developers have to conference call the fucking, like, these California fucking San Francisco assholes.
Yeah.
And, like, proselyte themselves and be like, so here's our designs and shit. And they refuse to learn Japanese!
Yeah.
I don't think they'll even allow translators.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I seriously think I saw that where they're like, no, it has to be in English.
Yep. These progressive people who just love everyone and want us all to get along and are so international, you know, they're so anti-American and America's so terrible. They refuse to not use English and American
to fucking
time
developers who are being published by a Japanese company.
Yeah.
Fucking Sony's a Japanese company. These poor devs
Yeah.
must be like, what the fuck is happening?
zone. Yeah.
I can only imagine how, like, Japanese gamers are reacting to this.
The 3 Japanese gamers that
Yes.
exist.
The
Why don't you
three,
just ask them?
the 3 Japanese gamers who aren't just playing visual novels on their phone.
Yes. Or, what's the one game? Monster Hunter? What's the one game?
It's Monster Hunter.
Yeah. The only game that's popular in Japan?
Monster Hunter and Yokai Watch.
Yes.
The 3 gamers who aren't just playing Monster Hunter Generations on their
Yep.
Switch.
Or,
In
like you
handheld
said,
mode.
a phone game.
A visual novel on their phone.
Yep. It also, speaking of weird bad company policies, that Nintendo thing of pretending Japan is their market because they're a Japanese company while still understanding that the West is who actually plays video games.
They like comprehend that Japanese people don't buy or play games anymore. And so they try to like appeal to Western sensibilities, but they still just go like, okay, let's do a poll in Famitsu, and see like what is our audience, aka Japanese gamers.
Because they're a Japanese company, it's like they're so nationalist that they can't even they know deep down that nobody in Japan plays video
but they
games
like
anymore,
can't get away from it.
No, this didn't sell well in Japan. Like, it sold 1 billion copies in the West. They're like, oh, we're not going to make this anymore because it didn't sell in Japan.
So, like, never going to see an F-Zero game ever again because Japanese people don't like racing games.
Now, I mean, that would sell, like, fuck.
You have no idea how much people want a fucking new F-Zero game.
in the West. But it's like, no, that didn't sell well in Japan. No video game sells well in Japan.
None of them. Not even the games that are like titans of the Japanese gaming industry actually sell that well compared to the global market.
Yeah.
Like, take the Monster Hunter sales in Japan, which always, or like Dragon Quest or shit like that, stuff that always does gangbusters. It's still like 2 million copies.
Yeah, it's the biggest ones are always like less than the smallest indie games in the West. In terms of sales.
Fucking Undertale has sold more than, like, the titan of success.
Like, ooh, Monster Hunter Generations! It sold like 1.5 million.
Oh, it's dominated the Japanese gaming industry.
Taking it by storm.
Oh, they got, like, it's so bad that schools are getting shut down. They have to release Dragon Quest on the weekend. Because otherwise, it'll sell 500,000 copies in one day.
This kid he played it for 48 hours straight and drank so many energy drinks, he died.
This one guy.
Oh, wait, he was South Korean. But still,
they just can't stop playing the Dragon Quest and Monster Hunter and Yokai Watch. It's just those 3 games.
Yep. They do not break 3 million copies sold ever.
And also Nintendo thinks like the West and Japan like are separate universes.
Yes.
Like they all like whenever something gets like announced in Japan, they just pretend the West doesn't know about it. Even though the fucking internet exists and the instant anyone finds out about something, everyone's like, "Oh shit, they just did a new thing."
They think it's still like post World War I Japan, where it's like we're gonna keep this a secret. This is yellow magic.
Yellow magic.
Holding down.
I remembered I was playing a video game. Technically.
Oh yeah, this is a podcast where we're talking about video game company business decisions. Oh right, it's actually a life play.
I'm actually playing a game right now.